last thing I want to touch on with Kari Lake, just the hilarity of the final people insisting that she would win. Even though it was clear she didn't have the numbers, Kari Lake herself and other extremists insisted she was going to win until the very last moment. At a certain point, you have to ask, do they not understand basic math? Do they not understand the degree to which they need to overwhelm the remaining ballots the further they fall behind? And don't they realize, wow, I haven't gotten 60% of the vote anywhere so far. I need 60% of everything that's left to win. It's probably over for me. They don't seem to get it, or they don't care. Let's go through this. Here is Kari Lake up until the last moment. Look at how confidently she insisted, I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
Do you find it somewhat problematic at all that your opponent, Katie Hobbs, is Secretary of State and she didn't recuse herself?
By the way, this happened in Georgia previously, where the Secretary of State was running for governor. None of these Republicans had any problem with it. Now they have a problem with it.
Overseeing this election, an election that she's actually very much running in.
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, right after I got into the race, after I threw my hat into the ring in June of 21, that next month in July, I recognized that would be a problem.
Yeah.
And we put out a very hard push for her to recuse herself from any aspects of her job as Secretary of State that oversaw any part of the elections, and she refused to do so. And we saw how botched the August 2nd primary election was. Much of that can be attributed to her incompetence. And now we're seeing all the problems with this election. And I think it's just going to, when I win, it's going to be a sigh of relief.
Yeah, well, that was yesterday. And indeed, the sigh of relief was that Kari Lake lost. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about that critical Arizona race just yesterday.
We lost in 2020 because of that, because of the mail-in ballots and because it was ripe for election fraud. And now we're watching it again, especially in Kari Lake's race over in Arizona. This shouldn't be this way. Everyone was calling for a red wave. Either all the pollsters were wrong and they need to be fired, and that's Republican, Democrat, and
I mean, that's what they've been saying forever. These Republicans forever have been saying fire the pollsters.
Media pollster saying that we were going to get a red wave, or we have to finally acknowledge the fact, or at least we have to get the other side to acknowledge the fact and admit the truth, that mail-in ballots is the biggest problem in our elections.
Mail-in ballots are the biggest problem in our election. So Marjorie Taylor Greene jumping full speed ahead into the fraud element. And she says, listen, all these right-wing pollsters told us there was going to be a red wave. Now there wasn't. It must have been fraud. It must have been fraud. And then here is January 6th riot organizer Ali Alexander saying that he's going to will Kari Lake to win. This was just yesterday morning. Hours later, she lost.
Even if Kari was going to lose, I would will it into existence. And I know that sounds kooky.
Yes.
And I know that sounds crazy.
Yes.
But just don't catch me on a wild day. Pete Davidson one time got on my bad side.
Yeah.
And almost killed himself. So.
What?
You're not going to believe me. It doesn't matter. The point is that no one needs to believe you the first time. The point is you just need to tell them a first time.
Okay.
You understand this?
No.
This is going to sound kooky for y'all and cozy, but you guys don't understand the esoteric.
Oh.
What if I told you that all of us are capable of traveling? Well, not all of us, because you're not smart enough, but what if I told you that there are a lot of people capable of time traveling? They just don't know it. What if I told you that time traveling is easier than you think?
Yep. Well, this is exactly the caliber of person that was supporting Kari Lake. So, you know, whether it's because it was willed or prayed for or someone traveled forward in time or back in time, Kari Lake has lost, and we can all rejoice. It is a bullet dodged, huge work to be done over the next 2 years. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. A lot of people, 3.2 million last month, watched our videos, didn't subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button help us get to 2 million, and we will take a very quick break and be back after this. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click the subscribe button below or above or wherever it is on your screen. And if you want to support my work even more strongly, the best way is to get a membership at joinpacman.com and subscribe to the podcast for The David Pakman Show. There you can check out interviews, longer clips, and much more. It's on all the big podcasting platforms. Just search for The David Pakman Show, and all the links are also down below in the video description.